Just over the last few weeks, I have been hearing so many stories about people that have been scammed from the internet, from Facebook posts, from things that they've clicked on, from dating apps. And I just have felt compelled to come back to like some ideas and some strategies about how we can not be scammed or avoid being scammed, and how scary it is out there for single and vulnerable women that are going through separation and divorce, or they're on their own and they don't have anyone that they can turn to, or they're not sure whether their gut feeling is really telling them and has them on that true north. So I've put together a few tips and strategies, and I hope they help you and make you aware that you're not on your own out there, and that there are a lot of people out there taking advantage, and they are a crime conglomerate. Their whole organizations are out there just to steal money from people that are trusting. And you might be like me. When I first got married, I was 20, and first started dating my husband was 17. And so I was never exposed to having to go onto dating sites. It was back in the 80s. We didn't even have the internet. And so coming back out of a marriage and being a single woman in this day and age, and embarking on dating apps, and when you're not even familiar or comfortable with social media, it's scary. And there's so many people out there that are so super aware of that, and that they are absolutely being predators. And I just wanted to give you some tools and some strategies that maybe you can use to help you, should you become aware more, or should you be able to maybe notice something that's coming up that's not as good as it looks. And my mum used to say, if it's too good to be true, it usually is. So bear with me, because we've got a few things I want to cover, and just some of the statistics are really scary. And so this is my live I wanted to really focus on. And as we delve into what are today real crucial topics that impact all of our lives, I'm Sandra Lee. I'm from Women on Transition, and I really wanted to discuss something that's about how to avoid, and I'm going to focus on dating scammers in this particular live, because they might not be wanting to date, and you think they might just want a relationship or a friendship, but they are certainly being attracted to, and they are definitely approaching women on dating sites that are out there. So online dating has opened new avenues for romance, but it also brings risks, especially for midlife women who can be particularly vulnerable to scammers. In this episode, we'll share some of these practical tips and ways it can help you stay safe and avoid falling victim to dating scams. So let's get started. These statistics blew me away. Lots of us are encountering scams, like on all different parts of our life. Sometimes we see things come through our computer or our life and we don't even realize they're scams. When we surveyed Australian consumers in July this year, 52% told us that they believe they're going to be targeted by a scam, or they're being targeted by a scam every week. And 9 out of 10 said that they had come across at least one suspected scam in the past year. It's hardly surprising then that Aussies have already lost 400 million to scams so far in 2024. And that's just according to reports received by the ACCC's Scam Watch. Finding out you've been scammed can be nothing short of devastating. Scam victims have told us of the emotional toll the experience has taken on them and their families. It's not just impacting the person that's the victim, and they are the victim. They are being approached by predators that are targeting people that are at their most vulnerable. So these are just some financial losses. Australians lost over $200 million to romance scams in 2023. More than 50% of women in Australia are vulnerable to dating scams. And the age group that women most likely were being scammed at was between 45 and 54. Obviously, it was on either side of that as well. But certainly this was the significant dating apps that they were approaching. And the Scam Watch reported losing significant amounts, with 32,639 cases amounting to over 88 million. That's incredible, just that loss. And these were some of the favorite lies by the scammers, which I thought by numbers. I or someone close to me is sick, hurt, or in jail. 24% of scammers use that ploy. I can teach you how to invest. 18%. And that could be that they've got a cryptocurrency or a hot tip or a share, or their mate owns a gold mine or whatever it is. I'm in the military or far away, and this is a big one, 18%. How many times on Facebook I've been friend requested by someone who's a military soldier who's had his profile, either it's created or it's stolen. I need help with an important delivery. They're asking for your information, your address. They're asking potentially for, where you live, and can you help them be there for them because they're away and they can't be there to collect something. We've never met, but let's talk about marriage. If they move too fast, ladies, if they are coming in too hot and too keen, there's usually something that's not quite right there, and that's 12%. And I've come into some money or gold. They've actually told you that they're not looking for money. They've actually got it. And they're super wealthy and they don't need yours. And they've got plenty of money and gold or whatever it is at their resources. And I'm on an oil rig or a ship. So I can't meet with you, but I love you and I think you're amazing. But I'm off work remotely and for a few weeks or months. And you can trust me with your private pictures, 3%. So good that's probably less, but certainly none of these are good. And ladies, these are just some of the favorite lies. So understanding the threat. Before diving into tips, it's essential to understand the landscape. Online dating scams are prevalent, with scammers using fake profiles to lure victims. According to recent statistics, over 50% of women in Australia are vulnerable to these scams. We mentioned that. But in 2023 alone, Australians lost 200 million to romance scams, with midlife women particularly at risk. Scammers prey on emotions, especially during lonely, vulnerable periods, making awareness and vigilance crucial. We're sitting at home on our own, where we've got our kids have left home, or our family aren't around, or our friends are married and they're busy, and we're on our phones, or we're looking at waiting for someone to message us back, and we quite often proactively keep persisting or messaging people that we even know in another way of thinking we'd know that there was something wrong here, but we just keep trying to hope that there's someone there that is real and they are as good as they sound. So what are fake dating profiles, ladies? When we talk about fake dating profiles, we're thinking of two cases. One is profiles which impersonate. So they impersonate other people, and the person from the profile photo is not the one who is using the account. So it's totally a fake profile. The other one is profiles which use photos of people that don't exist. So the first one, they might have stolen the profile photo. There is that person somewhere in the world exists, and they've had their profile pictures pinched, copied and pasted. But number two is when their pictures are created using AI. And this is artificial intelligence, and it's such a new ball game out there, ladies. This is something that's so new that's come out. And these are big red flags to watch for. I'm going to give you some examples of some AI as we go along. Now let's talk about some red flags that can really help you identify potential scammers. If they're too good to be true, as my mum said, if something seems too perfect or professes love unusually quickly, be cautious. Scammers often use flattery and quick declarations of love to build trust. Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, your eyes are amazing. Oh, you've got amazing hair. Oh, I love the background, or I love the picture, or where have you been? Or oh, you're so well traveled. And they're priming you. Avoid personal meetings. Scammers will make excuses to avoid face-to-face meetings. They might claim to be traveling, or on an oil rig, or in the army, and they may have a very busy work schedule. Requests for money. This is a significant red flag. Scammers often fabricate emergencies or financial troubles to solicit money. Never, never, never send money to someone you have not met in person. Inconsistent information. Pay attention to inconsistencies in their stories. Scammers often slip up with details about their background, their work, or their personal life. And ladies, you pick it up. Have confidence that you've picked it up. Don't self-doubt yourself when you've, oh, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I thought he said that he was a doctor, or I thought he said he was in Europe at that time, or I thought he said he had 2 kids, not 3. Any inconsistencies are inconsistencies, and they're lies. A reluctance to share personal information. A scammer will be vague about their personal life, their history, and also avoid answering specific questions. How old are your kids? Or what's the name of your dog? Or where did you get it from? Or what breed is it? How to spot fake profiles on dating sites, ladies. And not all of you I know are on dating sites, but certainly if you are thinking about going on there, just to be aware that identifying a fake dating profile is possible, but not as easy as it appears. It's also very important to be very careful when judging someone based on only their profile image. I prepared a few tips on how to recognize fake profiles or fake photos on sites, and certainly on dating sites. And this is what we go through. First, you go through the photo gallery of the person you're talking to. So you do look at their photos, and if there are not so many images there's only 1 or 2, it could be a sign that the ones uploaded to the profile don't belong to that person. This applies especially to photos of non-existing people. And they've been created using AI, artificial intelligence. Without specialized tools, it is impossible to create 2 very similar pictures that look like the same person. Additionally, pictures created using AI are square, so that the photo format may give you a hint as to the false ones. If they all look too perfect, he looks too perfect, if there's a photo there with him driving a car and then one by a holiday resort pool, it's likely that it's been spammed up to make it look like he's this super wealthy rich guy that's got these amazing things that he's very financially well off. So while talking to that person, ask them to send you a selfie. So if you are connected to them and are talking to them on the phone, I encourage people to get onto a phone call quickly, like so that you can see that they're real, and not to go onto WhatsApp. Stay on you can give them your mobile number. Worst case is you can delete or block or whatever them. So there's nothing wrong with doing that, but certainly encourage them to have a call with you after you've had chat online, and then you move to a phone call, and then you say, hey, I'd love to see where you're at. Like, show me a photo of your sunset, or show me a photo of, with you in it, and show me a photo of let's FaceTime, so that we can see that they're a real person. If they are not willing to present themselves, you can be alerted that it might be or might not be the person from the profile photo, because you can see pretty well straight away, do they measure up to be the same? Offer meeting in person. You get to know each other on a dating site, but if they are a scammer, they won't be willing to see you on an actual date. That would automatically expose their true identity, and they'll do everything they can to avoid it. They'll tell you that they've got work overseas, they're traveling on to somewhere else, they've been put into prison, they've been arrested, they've got family that they're staying with that are sick. They'll tell you every lie possible to avoid meeting you in person, and that are all reasonably legitimate excuses, or they sound like at the time. Analyze if there is conflict in what the person says. Ladies, you're smart. You pick it up. You pick it up with your kids. You can pick it up with them. Once they write they were on holiday at some time, then that they were helping someone or had an argument with their boss in that time, any doubts arising from this type of misinformation should make you dig a little deeper into that person's data. Go with your gut feeling. Check online forums or groups where users share information about fake scam profiles. Maybe someone had been looking for that person before, and has already done all the work exposing their true identity. So you can put their photo into some of the online scam fake identity sites, or put their name in as well. And try and verify if this person has accounts on other dating services or platforms. If you find the same photo connected to a different data, you'll find, and you certainly have good reason to start asking about this person's identity. I was on 2 different sites when I was dating, and one of them, I saw the same guy I'd been talking to on the other one, and he was totally different job, totally different age, had different amounts of kids, the whole thing. And both of them were totally different scammed profiles. Please remember that every case is different, and the best policy to verify the situation is to have it out with this person. Ask them. Say, why won't you meet with me online in person? Why won't you meet me in the coffee shop? And stop and pause at that point until you get a correct answer that you want to hear, and build that confidence back up from that answer and that response. So these are fake dating profile examples. So to present how hard it can be to recognize fake dating profiles, I've sourced a few fake profiles of people of different ages and sex. The people from the photos used in these fake profiles, they don't exist. The pictures have been created using artificial intelligence, AI, as a patchwork of facial elements taken from different people. You have to admit that they look very real. So these people, they'll never be up on a dating site, but they're 100% fake. They're 100% created by a computer and generated by artificial intelligence, but they look real. Ladies, shame hides in the dark. When something happens, if we've been scammed, or we're unsure of something, or we don't want to talk to our friends or family about people we're talking to online, we feel a bit of shame or a bit of embarrassment about it. That's when things are in the dark, that's where shame hides. It can't hide in daylight. It's super important that you talk to your family, talk to your trusted friends, and you share that you're talking to someone online that you're not sure about, or you may be sure about, but you want them to give their opinion on. Fraud and scams affect people emotionally and mentally. We hope this information here helps you to find ways to help yourself if you've been victimized, or what you can do to help a friend or family member who has been victimized. First of all, these emotions and effects are very common. Anxiety. If you've been scammed, or you've had money stolen, or you've sent money, or you've transferred funds, or you've believed in an investment strategy, or you've given some funds and you're waiting to hear back, you're stressed. You feel a level of shame. These are the responses of emotions that I've been hearing from people just in the last few weeks that have been going through and sharing with me the stories that they've gone through and the trauma they've gone through. They've felt embarrassment, guilt. They've felt anger, grief because they've lost funds, or they've lost a relationship they thought was there. Depression. They're feeling really depressed. They don't want to talk to anyone. They're hiding. They fear that they're going to lose more money or do it again, or they've got no money left. And they lose trust in others. We didn't have this out there when we were dating, when we first set up, and we've been honest and trustworthy with people and ourselves our whole lives, and then we meet someone that could convince us that they are a good person, and then they steal our money. That really shatters and impacts our ability to feel trust in other people going forward, and a loss of trust in self, making our own decisions. And we did believe them, we did trust them, and we've just given away maybe money that was our financial security, and we're concerned now at our age how we're going to rebuild and get that back and get that stability back. And maybe our family, even our kids, might have heard what's happened and they're angry with us as well. It wasn't your fault. This is inside a hack tech scam call center. They are professional criminals. They're a major crime syndicate. They sit in these little cubicles and they go through data and data and data. And when somebody clicks on something, they've got hundreds of people that they're responding to, hundreds of people all the time that they're trying to scam. And they've got multiple relationships going on with at different levels with so many people, and none of them are real. This is another picture of one this one was in the US. And these call centers can be anywhere in the world. They could be in India or the Philippines, or they could be in Nigeria. They could be in Australia. They could be anywhere. And they come over on mobiles and they have our apps, and it looks like they're calling you because it's over a phone service called Voice over Internet Provider. So it's VoIP. So it comes through like on a mobile number. But it's just the face. It looks like they're real. These are they're stolen identities. These are all stolen scammers' identities. They've gone through and they've taken these nice looking guys' pictures, or they've created them through AI, and they're coming through meeting with you, and they're at holidays, they're hopping on a plane, they're in the car. These guys look normal, they look nice, they look cleanly dressed and shaven, and they look like they're good family men. These people look like they've got money. These people look like good people. But that each one of these pictures are all from a scammed profile. And then we throw in the military. There's so many out there that I get on Facebook even every week telling me that there's some sergeant major that wants to meet me that's in Washington, and he's on military assignment. Ladies, some practical tips to stay safe. Here are some practical tips to protect yourself from dating scammers. Verify their identity. Use reverse image search tools to check if their profile pictures are genuine or stolen from somewhere else. You can use sites like Google Image for this. Keep personal information private. Be cautious about sharing personal details too soon. Don't give them your full name. Just say, I'm Sandra. Don't have to tell them your surname. Don't give them, well, you might give them mobile, but certainly you don't have to tell them your address. You don't have to tell them what sort of car you're driving. You don't have to tell them where your kids go to school, what suburb you live in them. This includes home address, financial information. And don't tell them you own your own house. Don't tell them you rent. Don't tell them anything. Communicate on the platform. Keep conversations within the dating app initially. Scammers often push for communication through personal email or messaging apps to avoid detection. You can call them even on your mobile and hide your mobile number if you choose to do that. So just be aware that the scammers online, it suits them. Do your research. Look up their name, their job, and their details. If he says he works at BHP or a mining company, Google it. Look it up. See if you can find him working there on their list of contacts or employees, and verify their authenticity. Check for social media profiles and professional backgrounds. You can pretty much Google anyone's name nowadays, and it comes up with their social media profile to start with, their Facebook or their LinkedIn. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, trust your gut. It's better to be safe and take a step back if you're unsure about someone. Steps you can take to protect yourself. Never, never, never send money or transfer money to anyone that you haven't met. And even if you've met them, it doesn't mean you have to give them money or can transfer it, even at that point. If your online connection asks for money, they are likely a scammer. Stop contact right away and seek support. I know of one example of a lady that was talking for about 12 months with one of her scammers. She's had more than one. And this scammer had told her that he didn't need her money. He was okay. But in the end, she wanted to send him money because he ended up being in jail, and he ended up getting blackmailed, and he ended up with this massive story. So she sent him money to help him out, and she offered to send it to him. And she goes, no, he didn't ask me for the money. I sent it to him because he was in desperate need, or his child was sick. So I offered to help him because the child needed the surgery for a new kidney or for the chemo or for something. So they get you to a point that they manipulate you so much that you're wanting to even give them the money. Don't send money, card or bank details. It's important, well, any important identity documents like your passport to someone you've only met online. I know someone said, oh, we sent photos of our passports to each other and our driver's license to show each other that we were real. We weren't scammers. So he now has a copy of her driver's license, and he has a copy of a driver's license, passport and driver's license, which has her address. It has her photo image. It has her travel details. It has all of this that he can create a whole new identity on her and have her as a scam, maybe potentially a stolen identity to scam a male out there. No matter how long you've been messaging them, don't do it. Never agree to transfer money for someone else. It's called money laundering. If he wants you to help him out, he transfers money to your account. Well, you've got his money, and he's going to ask you to just transfer it to his daughter. That's called money laundering, and it involves a criminal offence, ladies. You can't do that. It's illegal, and it's still another way of scamming. So be careful what you share and what you don't. Never send intimate pictures of yourself to people you don't know. My rule was I'd never send a photo to a guy that I met online on a dating site that I wouldn't be happy to show my mum. So scammers use these to blackmail people. So don't send the topless, don't send the nudies, just don't do it, because they're going to send it on or threaten to your work colleagues if they've got tools and ways to maybe access your phone or your LinkedIn profile, and you'll end up paying them to stop them doing that. Don't keep your online relationship a secret. Speak to people you know about it. It can be easier for others to spot the warning signs and be more objective. My girlfriend, when she first met her, she's now been with him for many years, but when she first met with him, she traveled quite a few. She flew to meet him. It was inside Australia, and she flew a few hours away to meet him. And she told me, I'm going to meet this guy. He's actually sent me a copy of his driver's license. They've been talking for months, and they've been talking and sending photos and live chatting. And she felt very comfortable and confident with him. But she told me, if anything happens, this is where I am. And, she had a safety net there. And so to make sure that when you are going to meet with them and that you are talking to them online, shame lives in the dark. So don't be shameful. You never want to be in a relationship that you're shameful of meeting them or shameful of introducing them to your family. Be careful about what you share about yourself online. Scammers can use information about your hobbies, your job, your family to target you. I was always careful about, my kids and now grandkids, being on social media with those polo shirts on their first day of school with their school name emblazoned on it, or the netball club for the grand final days, or the football club, or be really careful what you're putting on there, or photos of your brand new car that you've just bought with its number plate on there, or where you're holidaying for 3 weeks and no one's home for 3 weeks. And so just be aware that social media is an open platform and anyone can access, and a lot of people hack, and many people do get information that you don't want them to have or don't think that they should, but it's been put into a public place. So be responsible for what you're allowing other people access to. And this one, what to do if you are suspecting that he is a scammer or you have been scammed. If you're suspecting you're dealing with a scammer, here's what you can do. You can cease communication, stop all contact with the individual immediately. Report them. Report the profile to the dating app or site. If you're on a dating app, you can go onto the website, you can contact the dating app admin, and you can say to them and show them images of people that are on there that you've been talking to that you believe are scammers. And they will have abilities there to be able to take them off and remove them. One, they might have tried to scam you, they might have scammed you, but it will stop them scamming someone else at this point until they create another profile. Protect your information. Change any passwords that a scammer might have access to, and monitor your financial accounts for unusual activity. So keep a check on your credit cards and your bank accounts. And seek support. If you've been scammed, don't hesitate to reach out. support is critical at this time. All those feelings of blame and guilt and embarrassment and shame, that it wasn't your fault. You're not at fault. You've been manipulated. You've been professionally scammed by an organization it's a global fraudsters, and they're sitting in these little cubicles somewhere in the world, and that's all they do all day is scam people, and they scam, and they're successful at it. Millions, hundreds of millions, billions of dollars. There are organizations and support groups that can offer assistance and guidance. Scam Watch in Australia is a big one, and you can certainly go on there and to our ACCC and report them. Trust your intuition. Dating can be a wonderful experience, ladies, but it's crucial to stay vigilant and protect yourself from potential scammers. Go in slow. Go in slow and look for authenticity, look for consistency, look for the things that are important to you. Don't go in there looking and seeing things that aren't there and hoping for things that are there that aren't there either. And learn to identify red flags and follow practical safety tips. Build your self-confidence so that you're not vulnerable and you can enjoy your online dating journey without falling victim to fraud. You know, part of this is building up your self-confidence and your strategy around dating, and you being super empowered to know that this is exactly who you are, and that why would you even compromise that, because you feel so amazing and so confident every day, and somebody's worthy for you, and you are absolutely, you know, on a pedestal for them, and you want to make sure that the person that you do meet and you do connect with, and you do have a really authentic, integral relationship, because there are good men out there, ladies. But it's you being in a good place so that you can find them, and you're at a higher level of emotional growth and emotional thinking and self-confidence that they are attracted to you. And you can do that. And that's one of the things that we teach people to do as well. And we know that the people that when they go through their healing and their growth and their self-learning and they get to that level, they end up with very different men than what they do at the start to what they do at the finish, because they're at a higher vibration level and a higher energy level, and they attract the right man coming in. Ladies, thank you for joining me today. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with your friends and families, and hopefully we can stop some scammers scamming some more millions of dollars from our community and our loved ones and our family and friends. And if you've been a victim, you know, if you want to connect in, we're here to support, and you are only one call away to learn, heal, and grow. And if you want to book a free call, we're happy to connect with you, happy to hear your story. We know you're not at fault. We know you've been a victim, and we're here to support you to reset, heal, and grow, and live an amazing, fulfilling life ahead. Ladies, I wish you only the best and only every happiness, and take care and enjoy an amazing, exciting life ahead. All the best.